But one thing I really wanted to talk about is this mystery detective Discord games that I play with friends. Yeah, this is like the oldest class trial that I did with friends. Yeah, basically it's inspired by Danganronpa mostly, but people in this mystery game can choose a specific character and they can enter this world, and they also can like solve murder mysteries. I think for a first case, it was so hard, dog. Like I really like overestimated these people's capabilities in the sense that instead of like starting out with small stuff and like letting people ease into to the murder mystery, I just like, yeah, I thought that everyone's going to like enter, but like it didn't happen. A lot of people quit, but generally a lot of people also played this game. Maybe 10 or so people like was kind of active at the start. This game, this murder mystery group party was hard. It went on for like 2 months, exactly like a real life murder mystery. The reason it went on for two months is because there's 20. It actually was 20. That's insane. How did I manage to pull this off? I have no clue. But basically, there's 20 alibis, 20 like things people have to read, and those people and players also have to find two killers. Basically, two murders happen, 20 alibis. They have to find the culprit of two people. It's not just going to be like an easy. Both murders are extremely creative. The first murder is supposed to be like an easy one. One of the murder cases is so hard. You have to point out certain lies and get certain alibis out of other people, and you have to play certain mini games to advance the story. Whereas the first one is already guessable. You can just normally guess what's about to happen through just reading the alibis, and it's possible to guess everything if you're truly Giga Brain. But the unfortunate fact is that there's two murders happened very simultaneously to one another, and because of that, things just get so complicated because all the evidence of one case get mingled with another, one of the other cases, and I'll just showcase the other easy case. I guess it was quite hard. And one of the issues was that this Discord server at the start, I like DM'd so many people on Reddit, and like, oh, hey, please join this game, and like, and yeah, I really hated the fact that Reddit also like doesn't like allow spam, because you need spam for like stuff like this. Like it's so hard for me to just bring all these people to play this game. It is so hard to do that. It is such hard work for what is an over glorified like murder mystery, but it's so fun. Like in the moment, it is so fun because like huge aspect of this murder mystery game is that there is no gameplay. If anything, the gameplay is so gives you insane freedom in the sense that you can talk to anyone, you can work, and yeah, you can. This is a multiplayer game. You can this once in a lifetime multiplayer game where you can like talk with other people and deduce what's going to happen. But yeah, it's also like the arguably the most skill-based game ever. Like even games like Ace Attorney and Danganronpa are not that extremely skill-based. You can still like it's still decently easy, and if you do like not know the answer, you can technically brute force it. Like you can press this until eventually you'll get it. So you don't really like showcase the limits of your intellect. Whereas in this game, you have no lead. The only lead you have, only the alibis and the true files. There's no gameplay. So if you're really smart, insanely like big brain smart, then you can like read all the alibis, read all the true files, and hypothetically just guess the right answer and know what to do and finish this game in like in a day. But if you're just not that smart, then it's going to last for 2 months. And I think the game lasted for 2 months, specifically because the players who are playing this game just weren't really cut out for it. I'm sorry, like we are not made even. It's very evident that God didn't make us even when you play this game, because some players are extremely smart. Like I was mentioning the fact that one of the easier mysteries was solved, and that person and that mystery didn't get solved by teamwork. I mean, maybe some other people helped a little bit, but it was solved by one person. Like they were like this chat wasn't dead. It was very clear that at least like there were like four other people who were there who was interacting with that one really smart solver. But the smart solver just solved everything mostly by themselves, and yeah, that was like it was a joy to see because you realize that the problem wasn't in my own mystery writing. It was in the problem that hey, these players are just not very good, and that a single smart dude who knows how to solve mysteries just came in and like solved all of it. It took them like 2 days to do it, 2 or 3 days I think, but it's still like decently fast. Oh yeah, and here's our like ingenious guy who solved the easier murder, the mystery of Jay's death. So this map is the map of Danganronpa V3, and in this map, this is the AV room of Danganronpa V3. And if you know that this room is very cool, it is cool in the sense that it has a sliding door, and this door can get stuck, but it can like open a little bit, but a person can fit through it. That's the main gimmick of this room. So basically what's happening is that there's a cracked mirror. There's a cracked mirror, there's a button lock, and if you press this button lock, this front door gets locked. There's this projector screen, there's a toy box here, and in this toy box any person can easily fit it. And there's Chie here. Chie was like lying on this chair, face up, while have like a knife stuck to her chest. She was also holding it with her hand, so it looked like it was a suicide because the front door was locked. The sliding door didn't fully open, so the people who like tried to open this door, like two people, Vlad and Jack, tried to enter this room, and they were the one who discovered the body. They tried to open this sliding door a little bit, and they saw Jay's dead body through here. They couldn't enter the front door because the front door has a lock. If you press the button lock here, it gets locked. They had to break the sliding door down and enter the room to find Jay's body, and they went, and both of them went away to so yeah, none of them guarded the body. They just both went away to gather other people. So they just brought other people back here and to discover Jay's body, and they investigated this place. And this is a killing game hosted by Monokuma, and something like that happened here. What was happening here is that yeah, Josuke came in here, and I was really prompting people to solve the GA case first because it's easier. The killer can't set off the body discovery announcement. So basically the body discovery announcement didn't happen when two people find Jay's body because you need 3 people. So Vlad and Jack went back and brought 4 other people, 2 other people with them, and the body discovery happened. The others came to the room. Vlad told Naren to get some rest while he and Jack continued to guard the body. Naren left. Yeah, I think, yeah, the thing is that Vlad and Jack went away and met Naren. I think, yeah, Naren, and there was also one other woman. Naren is a woman, by the way. And yeah, the 4 of them discovered the body. So you can't deduce, you can't cross out suspect through the body discovery announcement, because when 2 people first discovered it, the body discovery announcement didn't happen. So, and when 4 people went there, the body discovery announcement happened. So Josuke was trying to figure things out. Yeah, I think Josuke was trying to like use the body discovery announcement to figure things out. I personally think like having so many like small cases that can be easily solved is also one way to make it fun. That you need to make the cases feel like a puzzle, you know. And this first case, easy case, truly feels like a puzzle because every single alibi and true file is given. Everything you need is in the true files and alibi. If you're like GigaBrain, you can technically like solve all of this just from reading all the true files, from reading all the alibis. You don't need like do some gimmicky mini game, get a little bit of a new true files. You don't need that. You can like solve it everything from everything you have. In fact, this is also, if you like manage to enter my Discord server, I highly like recommend reading you to read Virtual Jutsu case, because one of the cool thing about this case is that The case is so creative, and there are two murders happened, and the murder methods the killers use is insanely creative. I think people that just who played it just admitted that I think it is the most creative murder methods that happen in this murder mystery games. So I highly recommend reading it. I think I'm really proud of this case's writing myself too, because it feels like a puzzle. It's a true puzzling experience, because it doesn't hide any information from you. Everything from the true file is available. Yeah, there is one lie you have to expose, but after you expose that lie, it just becomes very apparent that you can solve it. Of course, the biggest issue in murder games like these is that people just go absolutely clueless towards different impossible theories. So I had to shut those bad theories and unreasonable and theories people are getting wrapped up or on with mini games. That's the only thing I really gave. I just shut their bad theories down, and eventually they just led themselves to the truth, and that's so dope. I really loved hosting this case specifically, and people also enjoyed solving this case because it didn't last 2 months like the first case. It only lasted for 3 or 4 days. And it also didn't help that the people in this Discord server have become regulars. People just come back to this Discord murder mystery game because it's the only place where you can have an experience like this. No mystery games, not even Danganronpa and Ace Attorney, can give you the same experience as participating in this murder mystery game, because you get to say anything, make any theory without the restrictions of the mini games, and you have total freedom to make whatever argument and say whatever you want. And also you get to interact with other people, me as well, the host of the mystery game, and you also get to work as a team, bounce off theories with one another. When someone says something, you take it up, you think about it, and say something back. And this type of gameplay is so ego crushing, because if someone is better than you, if someone is just smarter than you, it's so apparent. Yeah, I think the people who worked, even Josuke, who solved this first mystery game by himself, couldn't really help out that much in this game. Maybe he was a bit busy a little while. He did help out, expose one lie at the start. He was a little while around, but he didn't help out that much. Maybe he was a busy bit. But generally, the virtual Jutsu case was solved by Chiaki, who goes by the name Chiaki. And she was a new player, but was insanely smart. As soon as she started typing in here and started making an argument, I knew she was someone who was gifted with intelligence. And also, one of the other people who helped solve was Shikamaru. Yeah, his true name is Sniper22. The reason he didn't do much stuff in the first case is because he was supposed to roleplay as the culprit, so he didn't do much. But generally, Sniper was a really cool, smart guy. One thing I noticed when they were writing these mystery games is that the host I think it's just so much better to control all the suspects. It's just better that way, mainly because you can give alibis to other people, but no other person understands your case better than you can. That's a given. So it makes perfect sense for the host to control every single suspect, whereas the players are supposed to play as the detectives. But generally, yeah. So let's just get back to Josuke's case. And I was also trying to give a hint out with using Kokichi. Well, man, forget about Kaide's case. Chia's case is almost solved. Vlad made a pretty good argument about how the culprit could have hid inside the jet. So yeah, Vlad also made this argument when people accused Vlad of... Vlad is the one of the suspects. I was also controlling him. So Vlad said that the culprit could have hid inside the giant toy box in the AV room. And the minigame, yeah, I hinted at it so hard. I even said that in the minigame that the person who locked the AV room is the culprit, meaning that the culprit is whoever doesn't have an alibi before and after Vlad and Jack entered the AV room. Why? Because that person has to have been hiding inside the toy box when Vlad and Jack entered the AV room. That's the a theory Vlad suggested. And you know, and yeah, Jessica's also really smart to figure out that hey, you can use the Discord search button to find out certain discussions. So yeah, this is just like her. No mystery game beats a mystery game that's hosted. If you like, it's a once in a lifetime experience. You get to play with your teammates, but you also get to so free form, like make arguments and solve mysteries, and also use the search bar to search relevant evidences. Yeah, and you know, like, there's also the green gun, and there's also a true file saying that the green gun was used what 2 to 3 5 times, so it might come up in the case. And now Josuke is trying to figure out, guys, the mirror was cracked with the there was a cracked mirror, but the green there was also like a ball of metal gun firing. Mel was firing thinking 5 times. Last three happened between So Josuke was figuring things out. According to Marco, the mirror in the AV room was cracked between 0 to 2. Punching King or slamming their body against it. Like I was by someone hitting with something they were holding. So yeah, I didn't give it out. I only like showcased this. These are separate evidence, as you can see. Yeah, this was cracked. This crack was not cracked by punching, kicking, or slamming their body against it. It was also not caused by something else. Yeah, I was hinting at, this is also like, as a host, this is one way to like give hints to people. You're supposed to like block out the wrong theories. So eventually people will stumble themselves back into the true theories. That's also like why multiple choice question is, that's one way to go about it. Well, maybe it was next to the mirror is right next to and Josuke is really smart. He's saying like, okay, there's no point in like shooting the mirror with the gun, so the mirror was right next to the button. So the question becomes, why would someone need to press the button from that far away? So he's smart. Like he's saying, okay, shooting the mirror doesn't make any sense, so it was an accident. Instead, the culprit was trying to shoot the button. So why would they need to do that? So Marco, how far away is the button from the nearest entrance? Because if it is less than 8 meters, the door could have been locked from the outside via the gun and the metal ball. That's so smart. Like there was a toy gun. So basically there is a toy gun here in this, if you put a metal gun into its muzzle, you can shoot it. There's even like in the alibis, there's a demonstration of how to use the gun and how it works. Basically, Hyoko used it to shoot Vlad in the face with the metal ball using the gun. And Josuke also probably read about it. And then Vlad, I'm controlling Vlad and I'm trying to interject. So hold your horses. Why would you think that? How would anyone lock the room like that? By shooting the button with the metal ball. So yeah, Josuke saying shoot the metal ball. The crack in the mirror near the button along with Marco's wording absolutely confirms this. Marco could be just leading us astray from where we shoot the bullet. The sliding door doesn't even budge. The person who locked the door has to be outside of the room, right? Otherwise, it won't work. They will just lock themselves inside the AV room. Yeah, I think Basil is the one who's controlling it, like Josuke. So yeah, there's a Discord bot that lets you control other characters using figure and term. Yeah, that's really smart. Yeah, the maximum distance of the straight line in this room is roughly 8 meters. So yeah, it's 3 meters. This 3 meters. 5 meters. This 5 meters. This. So for using figure and term, so the maximum is 7 meters. The bullet actually travels. Yeah, I think it says the bullet actually travels for 10 meters or something like that. So it is possible. To use the bullet from like standing from here to shoot this, or here to shoot this. The front door needs to be closed in order to be locked. Will the button also close the door? No, it doesn't close it. Will the person have enough time to slam the door shut while the ball is traveling through the air? So Josuke is thinking about the front door. He's like saying, oh, if I like pull the trigger, close the door really quick, then it will the lock trigger, because the door lock only works if the door is fully closed. So you can't just like shoot the bullet, close the door really fast, and then lock the door. That's just not possible. The door has to be closed, and then the button lock has to be pressed. If the button lock is pressed while the front door is open, it won't work. Yeah, and now Josuke's trying to like find out, okay, basically Nerem chased after Hyoko after Vlad was shot. So Hyoko was the one who used it, and Hyoko dropped the gun, and Nerem chased after Hyoko, so the gun was just left there in a classroom. She's also asking about the sliding door now, since that the front door is not working. Oh, now there's also a thing about the electro bomb, but the electro bomb turns out is actually related to the other case that's happening. and not to this case. Other murder that's happening, yeah. So yeah, he's saying that okay, if I use the electro bomb after I lock it, could I be able to out it? So basically, Josuke is saying I'm going to press the button to lock the door, then I'm going to use the electro bomb to disable the lock, get out, pull the door back, and after the electro bomb's timer runs out, electro bomb disables all the electronic stuff for 2 hours, I think, and after that, the door should still be locked, but that's just not how it works. You can't just get out of a locked room once it's locked, even if you use an electro bomb, because the door will still stay locked. It's a mechanical thing. So yeah, Josuke is just trying the hardest on this theory. It just doesn't work. Now, yeah, Josuke is also thinking of throwing the electro bomb towards Monokuma. Yeah, someone uttered a stupid lie. Basically, someone said that when Josuke was trying to, I think Josuke was trying to, yeah, he was saying that the sliding door doesn't open at all. It doesn't. You can't open it. Then the front door, yeah, he's trying to argue it's the front door. Vlad said that the door can't open. And Kokichi is saying you need to read the Alibis true file because someone lied. Oh yeah, Josuke's like a furious and okay, someone could also be sitting at the toy box and then use the gun to that encourages Vlad's previous fury of someone hiding in the toy box. So and Vlad is asking why that's the thing. Why did the culprit need to do that? And Vlad is suggesting, hey, maybe the culprit, Chie was fired, the culprit fought, and Chie maybe threw something towards the culprit, and it hit the mirror. And the minigame's results are reliable. So they just go on and on in circles about it. Like none of this really accomplishes a whole lot. But Kokichi says something. What is this? What is this? Basically, what he says is that we went into the hallway and tried to open the sliding door, but it only budged a little. When we peeked inside, we saw someone lying in the chair. So it budged. It doesn't it does open. The sliding door does open. Like Josuke is really confused on that. So and we see that hey, it does open a little bit and open enough for Vlad and Jack to see that Chie's body was inside the room. Oh yeah, and Josuke now realizes that wait, the sliding door moved. Yeah, Josuke saw this. And he was like, even if just lit, then it could have been shot with the metal ball. Look at the floor plan. It's a perfect angle. The couple killed Chie, closed the front door. We should lock the outside but the button. Yeah, they're also trying to point out Nagito. And the reason they're suspecting Nagito is because they're on Vlad's theory that the culprit was hiding in the toy box. And after Vlad and Jack left, certain people are supposed to not have an alibi. So there's only 5 or so people who didn't have an alibi, and they also narrowed it down hard to 2 people, I think. Those are Toko and Nagito, I think. Those people too didn't have any alibi during the time where the culprit is supposed to be hiding inside the toy box. And then Vlad is saying, oh, hold on, if someone did fire the mail ball towards the button, the mail ball should have been left in the room. When Jack and me first entered the room, there was no mail ball. So yeah, Vlad is making an argument here. And Vlad and Jack also, searched the room. Yeah, there was no mail ball inside the toy box. Vlad's suggesting that the culprit threw the knife towards Chie. Chie's dodged and cracked. The mirror was cracked and made, I guess, but the crack is too close to the button to become a speaking point. Monokuma said the grain gun was fired between, yeah. And also, yeah, Monokuma also said in the minigame that this gun was fired. So it is suggesting that the gun is important for that gameplay. Yeah, so therefore the culprit is Toko Nagito, Vlad is saying. We couldn't open the front door of the AV room, we busted the sliding door down, and we didn't find any metal balls, therefore the culprit is Toko or Nagito. So how did the culprit, if they did lock the room, how did the metal ball not be found? How did the culprit get the metal ball back? Now there are some other evidences too. If you was participating in this case, you will have a chance to help out Josuke, but unfortunately people in here is just not really reading a lot. They weren't that much smart either. People just really don't like to read. But if they read, then they will realize, oh, there is something at the culprit could have done. So yeah, man, I don't know anymore. I still have the feeling the crime in the mirror is the key there. In fact, I suggest you guys should spend 90% of your time reading and 10% of your time deducing. It's just like Einstein said. He said he will spend half his time trying to understand the math equation and spend the other half trying to solve it, kind of like that. And he was a cool fellow. That's why I know where he sucks. Like Einstein. Sucks make you stupid. Okay, now, Josuke is... This is actually a day later, I think. I mean, the hours are messed up. But it's almost a day later. Maybe 10 hours later. Yeah, he's finding this target magnet truth is that memories. Yeah, this is kind of like a dumb wording I did. It should have said alibi instead of memory. Every battery-shaped magnet that can pull or push small objects towards it. Aim the negative part of the magnet towards the armed metal objects and press the button on the negative side to pull objects. Aim the plus side of the magnet towards the other metal objects and press the button on the plus side to push objects. So yeah, this is a target magnet that was in classroom B that could interact with a metal ball. So Josuke's figuring out, wait, never mind. Toko found the magnet. She knows how to use it. I'm sure she took it too. Yeah. The room is 5 meters, and since the ball will tend to, bounce and roll, the murderer could have used the magnet to retrieve the metal ball. So I'm wondering how big is the actual metal ball inside the electro ball? Smaller than the apple of most, right? The smaller it is, the more likely the magnet could have been used to retract the ball. You know what? If the killer used the magnet with the green gun and the metal ball, then they will be able to have multiple tries to shoot the bullet. Culprit is this how they retrieved the metal ball from the room. This is also how they were able to shoot multiple times, because you can, if your first shot hit the mirror, then the second shot, assuming that the culprit even had like multiple bullets, then there will be dozens of metal balls in the room. The puzzle that is solved that said the gun was fired multiple times during the time to murder. Yeah, 2 to 5 times. I think what I said about Tokyo taking the magnet box. It was empty when she found it. This means she could have lied. So this means Toko never had the magnet. There's no metal ball because the killer took it out of the magnet. A range of at least 3 meters, and it's completely possible that it could have been bounced and rolled back into a proper range. Plus, with this method, the killer will have had multiple tries to take the shot, explaining why Monokuma said the gun fired multiple times. Toko found the box magnet to be empty, so it was near time. Therefore, I believe that the killer was Nagito. Still on Nagito. Can I get that? So, 2 ways to find the culprit is that if you combine them, you have to remember the time where Zan took the magnet, and when Toko checked the magnet case and found it to be empty. So between that times, someone took the magnet. So there's also the green gun time where Hyoko dropped it and went away, and afterwards someone took it. So using those time frames, people can figure out who the culprit is, because a certain someone is supposed to not have any alibis at the time. So now he's starting to think, and he found this at 1:40 a.m. Someone flushed something in the toilet. This was right outside of the AV room. Ren was whistling while sitting. This was Ren's alibi. Ren was whistling while sitting on the toilet. Someone entered the boys' bathroom. Ren didn't know who it was. The person entered the toilet partition, dropped something, and flushed the toilet for peeing or pooping. The person then went out. The boys' bathroom is at the first floor. The AV room is at the basement. Thank you for correcting me, but that bathroom was the closest place to get something. I believe they flushed the metal ball, possibly. And Vlad is saying that, hey, your theory might make sense, but you also didn't disprove the theory that someone might have been hiding inside the toy box. Yeah, toy box is just a toy box. It's one detail, not sounds like a name that Brandon, but there are many details that were necessary for the magnitude for my theory. Yeah, Kokichi's checking that, hey, you should check people's alibi to know who entered that bathroom and dropped something. And Josuke was like, I was believing it was Nagito. Like this, yeah, I'm just mocking Josuke with Kokichi, basically also giving him a hint that, hey, it's not Nagito. Stop focusing so much on Nagito. Yeah, okay. Josuke is saying that, hey, okay. Josuke is trying to thinking about Vlad's theory and trying to disprove it. I think your theory is wrong because the toy box, a person can see through it. Josuke is trying to say that. Yeah, I mean the toy box has holes in it, and whoever peered outside, whoever peered into it, could look what was inside it from the outside, and that's not true. Monokuma disputes. Oh yeah, it went on for too long. Okay, now, Vlad, I realized why no one could have hidden in the toy box. That one I heard someone flush or peeing or pooping or washing their hands. This person got rid of the metal ball, meaning that the culprit was both done with the murder and outside the basement at 1:30. The body found at 2 and they officially discovered at 2:40, meaning that the culprit was not in the toy box after the murder. Alright, they were 1:30 in the back room. Hey Vlad, isn't that the exact time you went and out of the bathroom just to meet Jack? Ooh, Vlad is in a pickle because Vlad also said in his alibi that he went into the bathroom at this time, and there was also a flushing sound. I mean, it's kind of strange because you could have used this evidence alone to say that Vlad got rid of something without actual like figuring out the murder method. So that's one flaw of this a murder mystery. But like even then, you still have to like disprove or at least like showcase how the door could be locked. Otherwise, people will just get stuck on how the culprit has to have been inside the toy box, because that's the only theory that makes sense. So if you did point this out, like on its own, like Vlad could have just been dumping nothing relevant there. I didn't do anything suspicious there. Yeah, I guess I already flushed the toilet, but only because it was dirty. And oh boy, time for Monokuma to destroy my fury again. Oh yeah, I started typing as Monokuma. Yeah, I think I was typing as Vlad. So Josuke, yeah, I was controlling like Monokuma, Vlad, like almost every suspect. Like Naoto was controlled by someone else, and Josuke thought I was typing as Monokuma. Yeah, I had batteries from the tea room that stopped working for. I thought I should dispose it through the bathroom toilet. Then why did you say that you only flashed it? Because it was a genuine mistake on my part. It genuinely felt like a culprit messing up, so it worked perfectly. Regardless of the case, you're just guessing. You don't know exactly who killed Chie. Not to mention you have anything that will link me to the user of the green gun. It was dirty and need to throw the batteries. Unless you link me to that green gun, it's worthless. Yeah, the thing with the flushing in the toilet was also my method of giving more hints to why Vlad was the culprit. Like the first case was supposed to be very easy. Like you're supposed to like figure out Vlad in the first like Vlad is the culprit who killed Chi. The first like 2 or 3 days, and then focus your entire time on the other time on Kaede's case. But it didn't work out. It didn't work out like that, which is why. Yeah, because the people who were playing this game were just not that the greatest. They weren't the smartest, unfortunately. Look at what I found on Amazon. But yeah, I literally just gave all the answer away. Like, this is the actual true answer. Vlad entered the White House to uncover, and Vlad and Emma didn't talk. Vlad placed something inside a wooden box, painted with blue. Inside a wooden box, and Vlad left the warehouse. The paint with blue is just making it very confusing. It's just a blue wooden box, okay? Vlad left the warehouse. Emma didn't care to look at what he had put in. Emma strolled the warehouse while examining certain interesting stuff there. Emma stayed there until certain people entered the warehouse at 2:40 a.m. That could have been anything. It was the remote I was talking about before, you see. I don't need a remote that doesn't have batteries, okay. Yeah, Josie's getting angry. We checked the alibis. No one can confirm or deny something crappy juice like that. It's highly irritating. Oh, why can't I start? And the L just comes in and steals the win. He just goes, "You started only when you're feeling cornered. It's a human reaction, which is not proven not to be mentioned after a starter. You're not actually bringing a new argument, but brought out a last argument to make up for your lack of knowledge on what to say next. When people do not know what to say, they simply feel a lot of hot weakness. I'm not weak. I came up with the fear about the club. Said the top, but that fear is still completely valid." Dang, no response. Okay. Anya and Vlad confess to seeing myself. Just saying. Alright, I am the culprit who killed Chie. I didn't want to confess because you still didn't link me to the user of the green gun. Even though you could have used it inside. Oh yeah, this is a sort of a way to make this is the true evidence. Because Vlad put something in the box, then afterwards San went into the room and opened up the box to see the green gun. So yes, San did give out this important clue. And yeah, Vlad said he did it for names, and Narum was like being written by Monokuma. Oh yeah, by the way, Narum also attempted to kill Kaede by pushing her off the stairs and ran away. But she's not the culprit because someone else killed her, and the knife was the cause of death. Let's fucking go! Yeah. Josuke found the killer. Yeah, that's about the showcase of the murder mystery case. Hey, this type of games is so much fun. Like, I almost think I really should adapt this into a visual novel. I know how to operate Ren'Py now. I did literally make a game, so I think that should be alright.